Welcome to the First and Inches podcast, where every play counts and every take hits hard. Right. David is repping the dynasty that is the Kansas City Chiefs. George bleeds black and gold for Steeler Nation, and AP is still waiting on the Vikings to show up in February. We're breaking down the biggest stories in football, baseball, and anything in between. We're calling it like we see it, and no fan base is safe. Touchdown! This is the First and Inches podcast.
Are you ready for some football?
We're ready for some football, baby.
Hello and welcome back to the First and Inches podcast, everybody. I'm Jorge.
I'm Hooks.
AP all day. What up?
All day.
How are you guys? Yeah, I look a little dark. I had to fix my my configuration of lights here, and I'll send you a picture later as to why. Because I finally put my NBA MVP SGA jersey on my wall.
Ooh, yeah.
Get rid of a lamp, and then my Dorian Finney-Smith autographed jersey on my
That should
wall.
be on my wall. That should be on my wall.
Although I need a new one now. That's a Lakers one. And last night he didn't play, but it was opening day of the NBA. I also have my Jose Berrios jersey on this wall. So this wall took over. I had to rearrange my lighting. I'll fix that. So no big deal.
Yeah.
Well, it's been a good week of football, man. There's been some good football and some bad football.
Yeah.
The bad football has been the usual suspects, including my Steelers. But why don't we talk about how the Vikings are doing?
Well, I've got a kind of a mixed bag on that. At first I gave a lot of bandwidth a lot of tolerance to their inconsistent season, to injuries. But now the whole thing seems to be about piss poor management of roster construction. I really attribute this entire conundrum that they're in to Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah, their GM. I think when you look back at how they got to this point, I think it's bad decision-making after bad decision-making. He's hit a home run a couple of times, but overall, between the drafts when it started in 2022 and that absolute mess that he had, to the 2023 draft with Jordan Addison, who now, if they keep this trajectory of this season, which they're looking more, I said 11 wins, they're looking more like 8. They may trade him to a hungry team like the Patriots that might give up a lot of draft collateral. But I'm a little nervous with that because if Kwesi is in charge, I'm not confident that he's going to use those draft picks in a way. Because the 2022 is decimated. They don't have anything really to say. They've got a couple of lower round picks, Ty Chandler, IR, and some other picks. Anyway, so they play tomorrow night, and they've elected to let Carson Wentz start because of the short week, and they said that J.J. MacCarthy is not ready. He's progressing. They said if it was a normal week on Sunday, they said that most likely he was going to play. Personally, I think you know what you got in Wentz. I go back to this. He's a 5-6 win quarterback. I think you roll out Max Brosmer, their undrafted free agent that they picked up in 2025. Wow. They've got nothing. They got nothing to play for. Christian Darisaul's out. It looks like he's questionable. He's their star left tackle. Their star right tackle, Brian O'Neill's out, questionable, most likely. Their best defensive player, Andrew Van Ginkel, is out. They've got a whole bunch of question marks. There's no need to run out Carson Wentz when he's not going to give you a chance to win. Max Brosmer may be the guy. So here's my hot take. They want to go to 4-3 and not 3-4. Max Brosmer starts. Brock Purdy's his whole entire thing, and he's the starting quarterback.
You sound like an Eagles fan. You know, they lose one game, and they're like, this season's over. Fire everybody. Oh, my gosh. Put in that quarterback there. It's not even drafted.
To be fair, look at what I watched last week. They should have won that game. They had every opportunity to win the game against the Eagles, and they collapsed on themselves. who collapsed on themselves. There's some play calling, so KOC's to blame just a scotch. But most of all, the blue screen of death that Carson Wentz went into, him throwing the ball the other way, him crashing out. He is not what's going to be to get this team to competitive that J.J. McCarthy can take it over and hand over. Max
Hey,
Brosmer
was
gives him that shot.
was that a touchdown by Hawkinson? Explain to me why it was.
It absolutely is. I don't want to hear it because if it was Travis Kelce, not only would it have been a catch, they probably would have given him 2 touchdowns on it. That's how pathetic the NFL is, especially with your Chiefs. So it is absolutely a catch. The only way you can argue with that it's not a catch, let's get this right. So not only do you catch it, go down with it, hold it, you got to get up, go to the sideline, let the ball be kicked off by the other team, and then they'll deem it was a catch because you had control over it through the entire time. The NFL and this whole catch thing is bullshit, but that doesn't include the fact that they somehow, New York chimed in when they've already said that kind of call, they cannot elect to go to New York. So some power-hungry person, I don't even know the logistics about it because nobody's reporting about it, decided like, oh yeah, let's get with New York to see what they have to think. And the dumbasses in New York said that wasn't a catch. But 2 weeks ago, that stupid-ass Kelce catch where he didn't catch it, where he dropped it, it was on the ground. He was rolling around with it on the ground. It's got a grass stain, and they're like, "Oh fuck yeah, that's a catch."
It was a catch.
Yeah,
Dude,
they threw it in his vicinity. Catch.
They review all scores at New York.
Not that situation. No, for some reason, I don't know what other bullshit excuses they can come up with, but that was not supposed to be reviewable. But they did. No, they review it within 2 minutes, right? They don't review it like in the middle of the quarter. So yes, it was a catch. Obviously, you don't think it was. If you don't think that was a catch, tell me the Travis Kelce thing wasn't a catch.
I don't remember 2 weeks ago because I wasn't watching the game. But let's just be real. Like the Vikings have basically given up on J.J. McCarthy. Don't reply yet because I know you want to. But dude, their schedule. They got the Chargers tomorrow. They got the Lions the next week. They got the healthy or Ravens the following week. Then maybe they're favored against the Bears. And then they're at Green Bay and they're at Seattle. Are you still willing to stay 8 wins?
If it's Carson Wentz isn't playing, yeah, they're going to get 8 wins. They get 8 wins with Brosmer. Carson Wentz is legitimate. There's no way to describe it. He goes blue screen of death. I mean, that's the only thing. He just shuts down and it's entirely. That second half, he had a couple plays, but he's an NFL quarterback. He should make those plays, but he should not make the plays that cost him the game. They had a couple of chances with Jefferson that I don't know where he was throwing it, but to be fair, that one with what's the cornerback's name for Green Bay? He's a real good one, second-year guy. Cooper DeJean. He did JJ and McCarthy, Jettas, and him came down. Jefferson should have had that ball, but Cooper knocked it out. So it's not full pie chart of blame, if you will, is on Carson Wentz, but 75% of it is.
He's not going to continue making those mistakes. Whereas if you throw in a rookie, you don't know what you're going to get.
Well, what you do have the chance at is you have a home run. That's what you have. Somebody's going to hit the ball that can put it over the fence. Wentz can't. He's a doubles guy if you want to relate it back to basketball. Baseball.
JJ's not hurt anymore. Like, let's just be real. He's not hurt.
I can only go off of what KOC is saying, right? And to be fair, the original prognosis was 6 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks. So next week, and he said that he should be starting against the Lions next week. That's when he's supposed to come back, and that's that 6-week window.
But I mean, like, he was the emergency quarterback last week.
Yeah, because they don't have anybody else.
If you could be the emergency quarterback, like, why can't you?
But they don't have anybody else. I mean, they've got Brosmer, and then what happens if Brosmer? They've got to have 3 guys. They already ran into this because they're so thin. Goes back to Kwesi, so thin on their entire structure of their offense that when their offensive line a couple weeks ago, when I was bitching about that, had they went down, that their backup tight end Josh Oliver was going to be a guy that was an emergency guard to step in at right guard. Or wherever they are going to put them because they are moving everybody around.
Nice.
Anyway.
Okay. Sounds like Vikings are going in the right direction. Let's talk about the Steelers. Stop hating on the Steelers, Jorge.
Yeah,
we're going in the direction that we're always going in, right? When we're supposed to win a game, we're going to lose it. Listen, Tomlin is a loyal guy, and you got Austin, defensive coordinator, just doing an average job for his third year or fourth year in a row, whatever. You get a miracle play to take the lead, and then you just let them drive right down the field like nothing. I don't expect anything different from this team. They're going to win some ugly games, and they're going to lose some games that they had a chance at winning, and they're not going to win 11 games this year. It's just plain and simple.
What about 9? Are they going to win 9?
They could
They're
get to
4-2.
9. I mean, the fact that we have 4 already tells me that maybe if some of these teams remain unhealthy like they are now in our division, then yeah, we could get to 9. If Gabriel blows up and they decide to throw Sanders in there, or who knows what else they're trying to do, and we can sneak 2 games out of our division, yeah, maybe they'll get to 9. But playing like this is not necessarily a personal issue. It's not a coaching issue. I think that just the players, the moment maybe is too big for them. Maybe they're not put into position to be successful when they're playing some sort of I don't even know what they're doing. They're playing some sort of a prevent, but then they're trying to be aggressive at the wrong times, and it's just costing them. I don't know what Ramsey was doing that one play. He's all turned around. I don't know if he's too nervous to give up a play that he just doesn't know what he's doing. It's going to continue to happen. And I know, this team hasn't necessarily the core, like the D-backs and all that haven't played together for a long time. So maybe it'll take time, but it won't be this year.
So who's winning this week, Jorge? The Steelers or Green Bay?
No, I mean, I think Green Bay probably will win this game. They haven't been playing the greatest football, so I think they're going to put a game together. This game is at Green Bay, right? No,
it's at Steelers.
It's at home. So I think, I'll tell you one thing though. Steelers travel well, but Green Bay travels really well as well. Yeah. A few weeks back in Dallas, Green Bay was like the second most, the team that showed up the second most in Dallas after the Steelers, right? So I think they're going to bring enough people to where they're going to have that extra chip on their shoulder to go into Acrisure and beat on the Steelers. So I give the Steelers a loss on this one, but maybe I shouldn't even watch it.
So now, so if they lose this one, they got the Colts at home next week.
Yeah, that's
they play
a loss.
At the Chargers,
and that's a loss.
And then,
tell me where you find another 5 wins. We gotta kind of run through our division in order to get there.
Yeah, Cincinnati in 4 weeks from now. Bears.
Yeah, okay. We're supposed to beat Cleveland, so I don't know.
It makes me so sad that you're such a hater of the Steelers.
I love the Steelers.
I am too. It just makes me sad.
I'm just being a realist at this point. I can't do anything but be a realist. So,
yeah.
All right. It's blowing my mind of how many reporters are all over the Chiefs. Like, this is the greatest Chiefs team ever, with Rice finally coming back. Have y'all seen that?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. It's
like has he ever played football before? Right.
So,
and what's he like, the difference maker every game? Come on. Same guy.
So the Chiefs are like I said, everybody's in love with them, and as much as I love them, not loving them, 4 or 5 weeks ago, it's kind of disgusting. But the Chiefs really got some issues on offensive line. They lost their Trey Smith went out, so their right guard, their right tackle went out, Taylor. So, and then they've got Simmons out, and I don't know what's going on with Simmons. No one knows. It hadn't even leaked out about the left tackle they got from Ohio State last year, but he's been attending to family issues. So, the Chiefs are really, really thin on the offensive line. Luckily, they get Washington this week with no Jaden Daniels. He's out already. But And did y'all see the cheap play? I wish I could send in videos, but the cheap play from the Raiders player that knocked out the Chiefs defensive lineman Norman Lott.
Mm-mm.
Like, yeah, it was a personal foul penalty, and they rolled up on the rookie defensive tackle, and he's out for the year, torn ACL.
Oh no, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I missed that.
So I think the Chiefs probably this week, next week, are going to trade for a defensive lineman, probably a defensive tackle. So it's not like all love and prosperity in Chiefs land. That we've got injuries that got to figure out. And the difference is I trust in Veach, the GM. Like, he's going to figure out how to make this team work. So.
But that tells you how good Mahomes is. I mean, as much as we all hate him, because he understands what he has, what he's dealing with, what he can absorb, what his resources are, and still goes put up 31 on the Raiders. So yeah, I mean, I think the guy is very smart and a lot smarter at football than most people think. Like we know Taylor Swift's boyfriend is good at football, but Patrick Mahomes, I mean, he's on another level.
Yeah, I think, and he's playing error free. What has he only thrown 2 picks? Hooks? That's it?
Yeah.
I mean, he's playing, but all the great ones do. Think about Brady, what he did with his limited resources. I know we had Moss that 1 year, and you had some other good guys, but, same thing with Peyton Manning. They elevate their game and others around them through their cerebral, you almost want to argue that the thing about Mahomes is that as good as he is, mentally, he's actually physically, he's special, man.
I think he's still leading the team in rushing right now. And
wow.
So I know that I've told Jorge this, but did I ever tell you, Adam, that my dad went to Mahomes high school football games?
No.
Yeah, so my nephew played high school football with Patrick Mahomes at White House. And so my dad would go to the games, and it's like, this quarterback's amazing. This quarterback at White House is amazing. I'm like, yeah, every starting quarterback in Texas is amazing. So anyway, so his very first college game was for Texas Tech was at Oklahoma State because the starter got hurt. And so me and my dad are sitting on the sidelines watching the game, and my dad's like, "Hey, that's the Mahomes kid from White House." And he starts cheering for him, and I'm like, "That's our opponent. Don't cheer for him." And
like you're in our season seats cheering for the opponent.
Yeah. So anyway, 3 years later, the Chiefs draft Mahomes, and my dad's like, Mahomes, he's really good. And I'm like, name a Big 12 quarterback that has ever been successful.
Right.
And there wasn't one. He was. I mean, Sam Bradford, Troy Aikman wasn't really a Big 12.
Yeah.
But my dad was calling it from the time Mahomes was 16 that he was going to be the next great quarterback.
Who did they trade in that draft? It was the 17, right? They traded up to get him?
Yeah, they traded with the Bills.
Uh-huh. Well, the Bills got a pretty good quarterback in itself, and, eventually Josh Allen.
2 years later. And then the Bills traded a couple of years ago and gave the Chiefs Worthy and picked up Keon Coleman after that. So the Bills should stop trading with the Chiefs, just to be honest.
How many Big 12 quarterbacks started in the NFL last week? Was it half the league?
It was insane. But 9 years ago, that was not the case.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
But I mean, like, okay. So Gabriel, Caleb Williams, Hurts, Mayfield, even a Ewers went in and played. I bet you there was 10 quarterbacks from the Big 12 that played there. It was a good week last week for the Big 12.
New Orleans Rattler, Spencer Rattler. I never thought he was that great, but I guess they don't have anything better there.
Yeah.
So who do we have for players of the week?
All right. So we got Jamar Chase. I don't even remember who they played against.
Shut your mouth.
Was it 16 catches? Or
he was playing PS5. I don't know what he was doing, but
It was a lot of catches.
It was ridiculous, man.
Made Joey Flacco look like a newborn man.
The icy hot bowl. Yeah. I'm going with Jalen Hurts. Who did he play?
Ooh, nice.
Over 300 yards. He was he's just in control of that game.
You know what was in control? Not the Vikings. Mine, Bo Nix. Bo
Oh,
Nix.
he did.
What the Broncos did. So that there was don't hold me this exact number. Over 1,000 wins and 0 losses. What was the stat, Hooks?
Was it 19-0 going into the fourth quarter?
Yeah,
Up by 18 or 19.
Yeah. Yeah, amazing. And he did it with his legs too. So Bo Nix, that's my 4 touchdowns. That's my guy. That's my
I
player.
like that kid. I think, but how many
So,
years did he play in college? I mean, I feel like he was in college like 13 years.
So I have 2 quarterbacks in my dynasty league, and one of them's Bo Nix, and the other one's Jackson Dart. And it's like these guys are just because they played 4 or 5 years in college, they're ready. JJ's ready, right?
Yeah, it was a pretty
JJ
special game.
McCarthy's ready.
Bro, it's too soon.
All right, so in the NFC, it was CMC. Christian McCaffrey killed it, and then Micah Parsons. Geez, what do you have? 3-4 sacks?
He decides to show up now. I don't know.
So the Cowboys are looking for a good defensive end. Any ideas of who they could have used? Or
But you know what? A stat came out a few weeks ago that collectively the replacements to Parsons were doing better than Parsons. And I mean, partly because he was hurt. I get it. So we'll see what the rest of the season has in store. But, you know, they're getting the production out of that aspect of their defense so far.
Yeah. So, okay. So real quick, I didn't even throw this in there, but the power rankings right now have the Chiefs at number 7, has the Steelers at number 13, and the Vikings at number 22. Are you happy with where your team's at right now?
Am I happy? No. Is that real? Yes. So I'm fine with it. It is what it is.
Am I happy? Yes. Is that real? No.
Complete flip. No.
Right.
All right. So real quick, like, did anybody see the Patriots leading the AFC East at 5-2 over the Bills?
No. Not at
Is
all.
Drake made the real deal?
Appears to be.
They haven't played each other though, right?
No, they did. The Patriots beat them.
Oh, okay. So they got one up on them. Okay. Well, I mean, they need to sustain this success because we know that the Bills won't lie down and they're going to run through some of their opponents quickly here. So that 1-game lead, you know, could disappear really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what about the Steelers at 4-2 leading the division?
I mean, here we go. Let's just leave the door open for whoever. Right now, only the Bengals are knocking at our door, but before you know it, the Browns will be too. I think it's too late for Baltimore.
Not
but
the Browns.
I don't see Pittsburgh winning the division. Plain and simple.
Yeah, you've been saying it every week, and here we are. We'll see.
All right. What about the Colts? Anybody thought Danny Dimes was going to lead the Colts to the best record in the NFL?
No, but they got to play somebody, you know?
No, yeah. Because it stings so bad, I hope that thing collapses. I mean, I wish well for Daniel Jones, but the Vikings had a chance to sign him. Instead, they didn't. So, you know,
MVP.
Yeah. What was the Vikings record last year? I don't even remember.
Let's move on.
Damn. All right. So Denver's leading the West at 5-2 over the Chargers and Chiefs. That's kind of surprising. Obviously, that would have been all tied up if the Broncos hadn't made the most miraculous comeback ever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So Eagles at 5-2, Packers at 4-1-1. Did you see him leading the Lions at this point?
That's a statistical lead. I don't.
No, but that's the most stacked division in the entire league, and of course,
This is what a tie does to you, or does for you.
It's really, really tied all around. And then the Niners, Seattle, and Rams are all tied at 5-2. So
when is Brock Purdy coming back? What's the story with that?
Was he not back last
It was
week?
turf toe, right? It was turf toe or something. No, something with his heel. I forget. Boy, that does not look good though.
Yeah, turf
Hey, y'all talk about the Blue Jays. I'll be right back.
turf toe. Okay, well, there goes the standings for the
Yeah.
NFL. This changes from week to week, so these power rankings mean nothing on week 7. Is that where we're at
Mhm.
right now?
Yeah.
So I don't really care
No.
to say this is the team that's going to be how they're going to be playing at the end of the year. So we'll see. I'm sticking to my Steelers maybe winning 9 if we're
Yeah.
lucky. So, all right, World Series is set. We got the Toronto Blue Jays and what somebody will tell you will be the 4th or 5th best record in the National League, LA Dodgers.
Yeah.
The underdogs per se.
The-
I
what
think,
a story.
I did see Toronto making it this far at the early in the season, even though they weren't leading the division for a little bit. I thought they were playing well and that they might stay away from the types of injuries that would tank their season. But it is good to see them there. As for LA, we know half the roster was like in the DL for half the year. So they all start playing in September. Before you know it, they're all in tip-top shape to finish this this run for back-to-back championship. So we got that starting Friday in wait, where's the first game? Is it Toronto or LA?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
wrong.
because Toronto has the best record, better
'Cause
than
LA
the
does.
Dodgers.
We were just talking about your underdogs.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
who are the
Dodgers.
best 3 players, best 5 players from Toronto, just so I can keep up with them?
That's 5 players.
I just want to say something. We talked about this probably about a month ago on this, and it is 100% what happened. All those guys, every year you have a team where there's guys that play under their value or, under their back of their baseball card type deal and above. What happened with the Blue Jays this year is everybody played above their level, or at least there was no total regression. And Bo Bichette, who is an absolute stud, he's been missing time since September. He hasn't played, so if they get him back, I think the Dodgers, that guy can hit. His dad was Dante Bichette. You guys remember him? Rocky Red guy.
All right, so he's one of the top 5.
Vladdy.
Name another one.
Vladdy.
You have Vladdy.
Vladdy. What his dad do?
Yeah, good point. I see where you're
Not
going.
win a
with
World
this.
Series though.
Ooh. All right, another one.
Many of those though. Of course, Springer. He's
Jersey.
no, stranger to postseason drama, right?
Yeah.
Good and bad.
Hold on, who was it again? One more time.
Springer. George
Ooh,
Springer.
I know who you were talking about.
You're salty, man. You know
Yeah.
what? Right now, you're gonna be so sad if he beats you without a trash can this time around.
No,
Yeah.
they
Guy's
probably
playing
still
out of
have
his
trash
mind.
cans down there
Um,
or up there.
In my
Berrios.
opinion, Alejandro Kirk is playing lights out. I know. I just learned he's the lowest runner in the league.
Mhm.
But I'm
He's-
telling you, man, that guy has heart and he's very wise and understands the game. So from behind the play, he's one of their leaders. I mean, I think they have a chance. I really do. I know the Dodgers are explosive,
It's
but
baseball. It's baseball.
everybody has a
100%.
chance.
They have a chance.
I really like their starting pitching too. And Gossman, he's an ace.
I didn't even know. I didn't know they had Justin Bieber pitching for him too.
Oh yeah.
and his little cousin Shane.
And that psychopath Max Scherzer. So
Ooh, he's not.
you're right. I do not think though that they're beating the Dodgers.
You want to do a Dodgers? You want to do a Scherzer Kershaw rematch?
Oh yeah. All right.
Game 7.
Who was the original guys that were supposed to start that game? And those two were the
Randy Johnson and Greg Maddux.
Yeah,
just Greg Maddux. And so anyway, so that's great careers. But I really, I mean, as much as, I mean, I hope that Kershaw pitches in the series. I just hope that, Blue Jays have the best record in the American League. And the Phillies had the best record in the National League. And the Brewers had the second best record in baseball. Has anybody ever beaten the first, second, and third place team.
I
to
mean,
win
there's
a World
always the
Series.
first time, I guess. We'll see, right?
We'll see.
So
But no, I'm
Wow.
pretty sure that has happened because we've had a lot of wild card teams run through the playoffs and win World Series. A lot. You know,
But
that's
I'm
why they
saying,
say
like,
you just
even
got to
if-
make it to the end. You just got to make it to the postseason, and anything can happen. So I'm sure it's happened before.
it's just a magical run.
Mhm.
Maybe we get lucky. I mean, the Dodgers never get lucky.
Magical run.
Yeah, I mean, like, I know that y'all recorded it. I know, Jorge, that you're going to send that clip out. We're going to be internet famous talking about how the Dodgers got lucky finally.
Fine.
So,
Yeah. I don't know. I say Dodgers in 5, honestly.
Wow. 5.
Yeah.
No, let's go, Jays. I'm taking Jason 6, believe it or not.
What
listen,
about you?
it is
Underdog?
baseball. Like, the Dodgers got swept by Pittsburgh. Like, baseball
They got
is baseball.
swept by the Brewers in the regular season, right?
Yeah, 6 games. Yeah.
So it could happen.
Baseball is a magical sport. I love it. But if you're good a third of the time, it means you're really good. And you can see a guy like Ohtani that just struggled and struggled. And then all of a sudden, game 4 of the clinching, like the really tough clinching game 4.
Guys,
Well,
is he better at the
That's
plate when
air
he's
quote
pitching?
struggling. Huh?
Is he better at the plate when he's pitching? Like, I feel like he's focused, man, and honed in when he's on the mound. Like, when he's pitching and he's like focused at the plate. I mean, how do you do that? It's
I
beyond
don't
me.
know. I don't think people truly appreciate what you're seeing. You know, I think it would be an even bigger deal, if that's possible, if he played on the East Coast where people could catch those games. It's the same thing. It's the Griffey paradox. You know, Griffey was played in Seattle all those years, so you didn't truly appreciate what he was doing. Same thing with Bonds, because you saw it, you know, the highlights. So,
But you know who
unfortunately,
appreciates it with him being on that side of the country is the rest of the world.
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
true.
man.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's a good point, but I wouldn't call Ohtani struggling for 3 games. The guy, just his presence alone, drives value.
Oh, every time he came up, the Brewers were throwing a left-hander out there saying, okay, even if we throw a
that's what I'm
left-hander out
saying.
here, we can
he
take care
alters
of
the
bets
game.
with the lefty.
Yeah.
But man, I mean, being with the Dodgers, I feel like it's taken a big step up because obviously won a couple MVPs with the Angels. This is going to be his 4th MVP. He's not even 30 years old. Like,
And you could have made a case that year Judge won it, that Ohtani deserved it because he pitched a full season, 130, 160 innings that year.
yeah.
But they gave it to Judge, which, again, he had one of the greatest offensive seasons since probably the greatest offensive season since those early 2000s Bonds years. So, but I could hear it argued the other way. I just did. You know, if Ohtani would have won it that year in Atlanta, that second year with the Angels, he should be 5 straight years, half a decade of MVPs.
So what about how many kids are going to be named Shohei if they can somehow just get lucky and win a World Series this year?
Here we go. Get lucky. I don't know if chicks are getting all amped up for baseball, but I could be wrong. Could be wrong.
So no, I really like. So you know how we say it's a Ruthian feat that happened. Like, what do we say? Because obviously Ohtani is right on that edge. Do we say it's an Ohtanian feat?
Not yet. We're getting there.
Nah, I
You
think
know,
we
he
got
had an interview a while back. He's like, "Don't compare me to that guy yet."
Yeah.
Well, he's like,
Yeah.
"Don't compare me to that guy." Not yet.
All right.
Yeah.
So did you stay up and watch the whole Thunder game last night, Jorge?
I sure did, man. That was quite a spectacle. It's a pretty good game.
Yeah. Adam, did your son stay up and watch it with you?
No, we didn't watch. We had other stuff going on, so no, not last night. But I missed the entire opening tip off.
It's okay. Just going to give us something to talk about later on in the year. So, all right. So finishing it off, who's your chump of the week? Who wants to go first?
Well, I will. And I'm going to go back to my original thing. What the Giants did, that whole entire I don't know how that's possible, but it was play call after play call after play call that put the Broncos and Bo Nix in position to win.
It's
And
a really good one.
When you go up to a statistic, which I think was like over 1,000 wins and and you somehow managed to be that one guy, that one team, it was poor play calling. I don't put it on necessarily Jackson Dart as much as it was just just a wild chain of events. So my chump of the week goes to the entire Giants organization.
I like it.
I'm only going to with half of the guys on the field for the Steelers. Steelers defense, you get a gift from above, take the lead with 2 minutes, and all you got to do is hold them one time, get that ball back, kill the clock, whatever it is, 4th downs, and no, you let them march right down the field. You let this guy with his what is it called, the old people AARP membership just drive right down the field and tell you, hey, let's do this one last time for old sake. So no, Steelers defense.
Do you ever think, like, when we look at it in hindsight, like, it seems so obvious. I wonder they're there for a reason, right? You don't get that position without being able to manage it under that amount of stress. But there's got to be something like when those situations happen, like, what in the world? Because it's so obvious to us. We're also sitting at home on our couch with overstuffed bellies, just sitting around like we're know-it-all. But when it's so blatantly obvious, I have to wonder, what the hell were they thinking?
So part of me wanted to do the chump of the week because AP was bragging about running a half marathon.
Oh, yeah.
I did not do it because all runners, the deal is if you ever want to know if a runner's running, they're going to tell you.
Yeah. Well, I don't run a lot, guys. I don't run a lot. Mostly just
run your mouth.
So anyway, my chump of the week, I had to watch it. And I was telling Christy whenever we were watching it was like, very rarely do the Chiefs not make me sweat it out. But damn, the Raiders were so bad. 3 first downs.
3 first downs.
One with a penalty. 30 plays. And the Chiefs had 31 first downs.
Wow.
Dude, that was like, it's making Raiders fans like, I mean, their offense is totally decimated. Their defense, Crosby got hurt, but that was pretty. So anyways, what are the odds of all 3 of us getting a different chump of the week? That doesn't happen very often.
Well, you know what I'm thinking? Did you guys see that clip? I'm sure a lot of you guys have that are listening, where the Jets fan, he's a younger kid that's walking by, and they ask him, and he's like, he looks, he's like, I hate this team. And I got to think, like, the Jets, I don't know which is a worse franchise, probably the Jets over the Raiders. The Raiders have sprinkled in some wins here and there. But when you think about decrepit of a franchise that is the Browns, with what they did with Deshaun Watson and how far they set them back, right? And you think about, like, how do you get to that point? I bitch and moan about the Reds and Vikings, but it's not that bad. It's not that bad.
Damn.
Well, man, good episode. Good talking to you guys again. We're gonna have some games from the World Series under our belt. Week, I believe 8 in the NFL next week to talk about. It's gonna be fun. I want to thank our listeners and viewers for tuning in. You can find us on your favorite podcast app, Apple Podcasts and Spotify. You can find us on YouTube, First and Inches Podcast, and also pretty soon we'll get our Instagram account going, so we'll let you know what that is, and you can find us and follow us there. Any last thoughts?
Nope. I had a great time.
Yeah, appreciate everybody. Appreciate everyone's time.
Steelers are going to lose this week.
Go Chiefs. Go Dodgers.
Right. See you later, guys.
Bye.